Collector Strikes Back. We share the same interest as that interest is collecting toys. Bought that one, but it's a long time coming. Dark Side. It's on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another fuck. This is what you get fucking with me right now. All right, here we go.
No, you can't
You just
start
edit
over.
it. You edit that.
No,
Damn
there's
it.
no editing here.
Shit. Welcome to another awesome episode of Collector Strikes Back. I'm Manny Maldonado with my amazing co-host, Edwin San Juan in the house.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be back, you guys. I hope you had a great Easter. I had a great time.
I am liberated.
Yes. Can't you?
Liberated.
Dude, most times Easter comes, I think of my daughter hunting for eggs and, Jesus is back. But this Easter, I just thought of you, bro. And you were able to go shopping for toys again. Amazing that you were able to do it for 40 days. I don't think I could.
It was the hardest sacrifice I've done.
Wow. Even
And you know
harder
what?
than, like, soda. And
Yes, and
candy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm never doing that again because you and other people started just flooding me with texts and emails. Oh my, look, this just came out. Oh my God, this came out, and I was just like a crackhead. I'm just like, I can't do anything.
But it wasn't like we were doing it on purpose.
No,
That's
you
what
weren't.
we normally do.
It's what we normally do.
Yeah. But for some reason, you decided to do that when they have the 20-year anniversary release of Revenge of the Sith. Like, that's when you decided to and then now they have Black Series, all these new toys coming out and bounty hunters and everything. Oh my
You
God.
guys, so look, shout out to anybody and everybody who did give up something that you love for Lent.
Lent. Yeah.
Lent.
Because you always
Not
say Lent.
Lent.
Yeah.
Lent.
Lent.
Lent. So again, we try to stick with our faith when you can. I think you go to church more than me, which is good. I think you go for the both of us sometimes, but I like how you're setting that example for your daughter.
Right.
That's a good thing. And is she still at that age where she still likes Easter, Edwin? Or
Yeah, she's down for the hunt, but she's getting a little bit older. Like, I don't know, like your son, when he was like 50, is he 15?
No, he's 20. But
when he was 15?
when he was like around 13 or 14, he's like, I'm not
He was
feeling this
done.
no more. I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
But see, I hooked my daughter up. I put like money in the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have candy, but there's a couple of them here that one of them has $100. That's the
I used to
one
put
for
child
Lily.
support money in my son's Easter eggs. That's the love that I gave him. So whatever. Yes. Thank you, show off.
Dang. Well,
I was getting bitter. I was like, oh, really? Here you go. Boom. So my son's nickname is Bunna, Bunna. That's what I call him, Bunna,
Bunna?
because he was born on Easter.
Oh, he was born on Easter.
He was born on Easter, March 25th, 2005.
Okay.
So Bunna was like, what's up, Bunna? Like that was his,
Uh-huh.
not B-Rabbit, just Bunna.
Bunna.
So
Like Bunna White.
So it's like that's a term of endearment. Like
Okay.
even to this day, I'll call him Bunna. He's old, but he's older now. He's like, "Don't call me Bunna, Dad."
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm like, I don't care. You're always gonna
Always
be,
gonna be Bunna.
Yeah, always gonna be Bunna. So that's it. You're marked.
So if I was to see him and I go, "What's up, Bunna?" He'd be pissed.
Yeah, he'd probably be pissed. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You can call me. His name is Eric, but Bunna is what I call. What's up, Bunna? I mean, this is one of those things.
Right.
But yes. So yes,
Did he have a good birthday?
huh?
Did he have a good birthday?
I mean, yeah.
What'd you do for him?
Well, I was working out of town, but remember I told you when my stuff got stolen?
Yeah.
Not only did the toys get stolen, there was a piggy bank with $700 cash that got stolen
Dang.
from him. So
that was his piggy bank?
that was his piggy bank. Just
Oh,
like from my
yeah.
parents giving him money or just cousins, whatever. Just
He would put it in there.
put it in there.
Not put it in a bank to where he
Right.
get interest.
Right. And of course, Latinos interest. No, we don't like that. We were old school.
We're
Like,
not
put it-
interested.
Put it right here.
Yeah.
Not interested. Put it right here in the bosom. So
So it got stolen with.
it got stolen along with all these other, other items as well. So
Was
what
he
I
pissed?
I mean, he was sad. I mean, yeah, just
Yeah.
like I was sad. I was devastated, obviously, with the toy. You're the first person I called when I got,
Right.
and then you can feel the crack in my voice. You're like, Manny, don't worry, we'll get you back on your feet. And thanks to you, this is how all this stuff kind of.
Yeah.
And it's been a
one
year.
deserves that.
It's been a year since my stuff got broken into.
Wow.
But I think I look at it. It was the worst thing, and it was a blessing. It brought you and I, closer together, and then it got my enthusiasm to collect again.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we started this fun podcast. But now, not only did I get everything that I lost back and then some,
Nice.
but going back to my son's piggy bank. So what I did for him this year on his birthday, I bought a piggy bank and put $700 cash in it.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. So then he's
Was it
all,
the same piggy bank?
No, it
What
wasn't.
kind of piggy bank was it originally?
It was just something that my parents got. It was just one of them nice, you know, just big fat piggy banks with. It was a blue piggy bank.
So it was a pig, though. It was a pig.
It was a pig. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you got him a pig also, or no? Just
I got him a piggy bank too, but it wasn't as big as the one that my parents got him.
But I got a Star Wars theme one or something.
I told you. I mean, as much as I try to put this boy into, and we're gonna have him as a guest one of these days because his knowledge is like he has just as much knowledge as how you know about the shows and all that stuff.
Right.
But the toys he just never got into. I tried to buy him some toys when he was little, thinking that he was gonna like it, and he's like,
great though.
But he likes
save you money.
Yes, but he likes the shows, the movies,
yeah,
and all this stuff. Which
that's like having a girlfriend that's allergic to lobster. You know,
oh, you eat the seafood,
or something. Yeah,
that's
you know,
good. That's
you don't have to worry about because seafood's expensive.
It is all that caviar.
So he doesn't like Star Wars toys. Is like all those.
No, he's not feeling the toys. But you know what he does like though?
He collects anything.
He does like collecting. What's those things called? Is it the Funkos?
Pop
Yeah.
Funkos.
Yes,
Funko Pops.
Yes, he likes some of those. Like I've seen him have a little mini, not a big collection, but just something displayed in his room. We're like, okay, he does like something, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not knocking it. So he's a smart kid. He's in his second year of college. So whatever.
Funko Pop is good to collect, I think, because then you don't take it out of the box. Because if you try to play with it as a kid,
It's just a big ass
doesn't
head.
Do nothing. Yeah,
It's
you
just
can't
like-
even move the arms. And I try to play with my daughter with the Funko Pops, and it's like boring. It's like so it's like kind of almost teaching people how to collect. Because once you get one, you can't. You got to get the whole Scooby Doo set, or you got to get the whole
Right.
this and that. So it's like.
But some of them look cool. I remember you've been doing this video with your daughter
Uh-huh.
where you guys are walking around, and I saw like this little like Death Star thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck was that about? It's like a Funko too, right?
Well, they have these mini Funkos.
Yes,
real
I saw they were
ones.
small.
Yeah, so they have this big Death Star. It's a shelf, and then you could just put the pieces in it. And I was like, oh, so
That looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
So and
You
I
guys
saw
realize you got a Funko right there on the shelf with you there.
yeah.
yes,
yeah.
yes, we have a Funko right.
Star Trek.
That's right. It
Yeah.
says Star Trek. Pop
Yeah.
Pop Fun. Is it Pop? Pop is the company, right?
Yeah, but I think I always say Pop Funko, but it's Funko Pop, I think.
Yeah, it's Funko Pop.
Funko Pop.
Yeah, Funko Pop.
So those things they've had some nice rare figures of those
Dude.
too, right?
The-
Every time we're hanging out at Frankenstein's and stuff.
Yeah, and then if somebody dies, like their Funko Pop just goes
Up in
in
value.
price, and it's kind of like they're so easy to make. It probably doesn't cost much for them to make in the packaging, and then they make different sizes. They have the mini ones now,
Mhm.
and then they have the real huge big ones. So like I try to get like when I was collecting the Fantastic Four, then I want the big thing. So it's like, oh, okay. Or Galactus. They have a huge
Galactus, okay.
Galactus.
So they've also had with the Pop Funkos or the Funko Pops, however you want to say it.
Funko Pop.
They have I've seen the exclusives have Target, like it'll have this Target sticker on there. And we've seen those things all over the place, even at Ross, and they have a section at Frankenstein's too where it's just dedicated to that. It's kind of like its own, collecting thing, just like Star Wars.
Yeah, and they can put Dios de Muertos or whatever, like any
The other
kind of
Muertos, yeah.
any kind of theme.
Yeah.
They go with, they run with it.
But obviously, this is the week we would call. A lot of people have been. Time flies. First of all, it's 20 years. It's a 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It's finally the 20-year anniversary.
Speaking of your son,
Yeah. Speaking of my son, this is his movie.
favorite movie.
His favorite movie, Revenge of the Sith, 20th anniversary in theaters now. You guys put in the comments, what is your favorite character from that movie? We have quite a few. I brought 3 toys. We'll get into detail of that in a while. But for you, like who stood out in that movie for you? I mean, I've seen it like at least 20 times.
The main thing about this movie was the transition of Anakin Skywalker to
Mhm.
Darth Vader.
Right.
And it was so iconic when he finally, I remember watching the movie in the theaters, and when the Darth Vader helmet finally clasped in, and it goes, and then he breathes for the first time.
Trailer was ridiculous. I remember that trailer.
Everybody's just lost in the theater.
That trailer was ridiculous. And
Yeah.
obviously, you could see the seething, the rage, the transformation. Like you said, like his eyes were even turning red. Like it was just
Yeah.
the dude was possessed. Anakin was at a cross with the evil that was being consumed, over and over throughout that movie. I always like we said we that what I like about that movie was I'll give my son this because we always have this argument back and forth because we're old school, we're Empire Strikes Back, but he does have a good point, and there was a lot of saber scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
There really was,
Yes.
and it was heavy duty. Is there a particular one that
Well,
we know which one is the headliner, but which are the other ones that you like?
Well, I mean, when Darth Vader fought Luke Skywalker, he was not in his prime. He was aging already, and then Luke was just kind of coming up, so he was young. But this is both of them in their prime. This is even before he was on the cusp of turning to Darth Vader, but he was still Anakin. But he was just, and then if you see the fight scenes, they're choreographed so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, and they knew each other so well. But it almost looked like a dance, because they were like, and there was a scene where they were just in front of each other and no one's striking, but they were just moving it. And I was like, okay, come on. It's kind of like over choreographed, I thought. But it was still amazing to see them on the planet of Mustafar with lava.
That's right, you guys. And for you guys that don't know, it is not to give a spoiler alert in case all you
20 years ago,
to all the Gen Zs, it is the Battle of Mustafar. And like I said, that place was just dark, red, lava, fire, perfect fight setting. I enjoyed that fight. But what's great about that movie, man, there's a lot of highlights in that movie. What's great about that movie is right when it starts. I mean, you got the big spaceship like you hear in the theater. You got the Count Dooku abduction of Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah,
and you see all that, and then you see that first interaction.
So it gave that same feeling of when you see the spaceship in the very first New Hope, and if this but now you see the big spaceships, and then you see them in their Jedi pilots, and they're they're not starfighters, they're a little bit smaller.
They're smaller,
but they're all
but they maneuver very good.
They maneuver really well, and then they have those pit droids or something that end up eating up the ship.
Buzz droid.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those buzz droids attack Obi-Wan Kenobi's ship, and then Anakin tries to shoot him out, and then they end up barely making it, and he's the defense shields or whatever. So
you know who's always been like in the mix of all these fights, and he doesn't give enough credit? Is R2-D2. Yeah, I mean, I feel like R2-D2 has always either been saving the day kind of here and there, because if you think about it, remember, even in that movie, he throws on some rocket things and he's floating in the air, and then he's shooting some of these
oil
droids.
out, and then burns them out. And then he kills the buzz droids with his eye. He lasers them. And then he gets the elevator working. Like R2's always been.
R2's always been in the mix with there's shit going on crazy. Like
I think this is the first time we've seen R2-D2 fly. Also,
that's what I liked about that too.
Yeah.
He was floating in the air.
Yeah, because he
never
flew in Star Wars: New Hope, or like why didn't you use those skills back then at Empire when you were trapped in the thing with the Ewoks?
He was already older, bro. Remember?
Yeah, but
he was in his youngster days getting his float on.
Oh, that's how you could fly, bro.
So shout out to R2-D2. We always publicize all the Jedis and all that stuff, but let's get some droid love today.
He's my favorite droid. He definitely is my favorite droid. I mean, C-3PO sounded too gay.
And now the new ones, I never liked that one that BB-8. He's okay, but he's just spinning around like a bowling ball.
Yeah,
I'm good.
But it reminds me of the cuteness of R2-D2.
It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah. But then there's also the one on the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels.
Chopper.
Chopper.
Yeah,
yes. I like him too.
Chopper's
kind of has
cool.
a little R2-D2 flavor in him a little bit.
But again, so when you're watching that movie, Revenge of the Sith, you lead it to that part where all off the cuff, it's a Count Dooku versus both Jedis, and that by that time, Anakin went from opener / feature to almost a headliner.
Yeah,
and he had more patience when he fought him. Remember?
Yeah, I would say he's definitely was a headliner. It was his time to shine. And even Obi-Wan Kenobi, when they finally got resolved, he was like, he admitted it. You saved me. You did this. You got the Chancellor. Like, this is your day to shine.
Right.
Go and do it. Like,
his skills were definitely on one. And then it was kind of cool seeing Anakin, kind of just put Dooku in his place.
Yeah.
He put him in his place. Chopped off the hands and everything.
And he did it like with the cross lightsabers.
Yes.
And one lightsaber was red and the other one was blue or green, whatever.
Blue.
Yeah.
It was blue.
It was Dooku's, that he took Dooku's lightsaber. So it was kind of a little clue of, is he going to go over? Because when the Chancellor was like, just leave Obi-Wan to die.
Yeah.
And Anakin was like, no, his fate will be the same as ours.
Right.
And so he was still had good in him.
Of
He
course.
was still, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was almost like the battle of good and evil. But when
But before that part, remember what he goes, he must stand trial. And
Yeah.
he's all, no, kill him. He's all, kill him. Like the Emperor just very nonchalant, just kill him. Just kill him. Just kill him.
Yes.
And then you could hear, this is where the Emperor, you can start hearing his evil voice. All,
Yeah.
do it. you hear him say that, he's all, do it.
And then he also remember they killed your mama with how you felt with the Tusken
He was
Raiders.
the biggest puppet master
Yeah.
in a movie in a while.
Yeah.
So you have that scene, and then we fast forward to, I believe it's General Grievous against Obi-Wan.
Right.
I like that scene too, man.
Yeah, so were there some key players that lost their lives in this movie?
Yes.
First you have a Count Dooku, and then now General Grievous.
But it was cool because remember how when General Grievous opened up his
rib cage or whatever,
his little cape, and then you saw all the
lightsabers,
saw the lightsabers that he had.
Of death, of other.
He had a blue one, a green one, a red one. He had a collection.
One of those lightsabers was from Master Cypher Diaz.
Right.
And if you remember who he is from the Clone Wars.
He's from the Clone Wars. I do remember him.
He was the one who set the agreement with the Geonosians to start the clones.
That's right.
So yeah, he was killed off by Count Dooku, I think. So he got his lightsaber.
Wow.
And then another thing about the movie that I thought was disturbing was Anakin's he couldn't deal with his people dying in his life, right? Because his mom died.
Yeah.
So he went to a rage and killed the Tusken warriors. And then he was having the same dreams that when his mom died, that he was having that Padme died.
Padme saw the premonition of her passing away, giving birth, right?
Yeah, but he just saw glimpses of it, but he couldn't deal with it. But Yoda was trying to tell him, no, like when people die, we have to learn to let them go. And then they actually become more powerful in our lives and stuff like that. But he was just looking at the human aspect of it, of like them dying and hurting his feelings and, feeling like he couldn't be there for his mom. So it was just all, he couldn't
grasp
like when my mom passed, I still like, I see her glowing like a Star Wars Yoda.
Like a hologram.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's awesome.
But
That's awesome.
my mom's there, my dad's there. I could pray to them. They're a source of strength for me,
Right.
But that's what he was saying with Qui-Gon Jinn, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're gonna.
How many years has it been since your mom passed away?
My dad passed away in 1990, and my mom passed away in 2015.
Okay.
16.
All right.
Yeah.
I met your mom before, long time ago when I was coming, when I first met you. And so it's been almost 10 years then, right?
Yeah, but
Still
I miss her more every day.
Of course,
So,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Of course.
But it's cool.
And shout out to anybody out there who's lost a loved one of parents, and condolences. And we get through by remembering them and celebrating them.
Yeah, and then the holidays like Easter just
Yeah.
happened, and Christmas, Thanksgiving. Those are
Right.
the times you remember them even more.
Right.
So
it's hard.
It's tough, but I remember the first Christmas apart from her was like, wow, I really felt like killing some sand people also.
You
I mean,
said,
so I could
why are we
relate
even
to
doing
it.
Christmas? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. It was,
Oh, my ass. What are
yeah,
we doing
right.
this shit?
So
Okay, so what's really cool about this movie, you see, obviously, the clone troopers, all the 501s, right?
mhm.
We see all that stuff, and they had so many things. My son always has a good argument. He's all, look at this is what happened. Order 66.
Yes.
Well,
see, before that, Attack of the Clones, they were just all white clones. So then Attack of the Clones happened, and then after Attack of the Clones was what?
After Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
you mean as far as story wise?
Yeah.
So it's
This is the last one.
it's Phantom of the Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the
Oh, yeah.
Sith.
So Phantom of the Menace,
But
Attack of the Clones,
Yeah, but you had Clone Wars in between.
Clone Wars in between.
In between.
So then that's when, like you said, the 501
Mhm.
became, those are the clone troopers with the blue markings,
Mhm.
and they became Anakin's personal.
Right.
ones,
His personal alliance.
Yeah, and then the yellow ones were the 212, the 212. That was Obi-Wan Kenobi's squad with Commander Cody. Because remember when he kills General Grievous,
Yes.
he drops his lightsaber and Commander Cody gives it to him. He's, you forgot this.
That's right.
So, and then the red ones are and become the emperors. So that's what you have there.
And that's what we brought here today.
Yes.
Now, put this on your lap, and then we'll talk about this right here too. Those become the Emperor's guards.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they're red because the Emperor's royal guards are red also.
Yes.
So
So it's red.
kind of keeps that same theme going, and I thought it was pretty awesome.
This is really cool. So this scene right here was skirmish in the Senate. This is when it's Yoda against the Emperor.
Right.
I got this a while back during the pandemic on OfferUp.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had this, and because there's some toys that didn't get stolen that I still kept, but this is one that I got. This was during the Star Wars Galactic Hunt. I want to say 2007 or 8. You guys don't quote me on that year, but this was always kind of a cool piece because you got the shock troopers.
Yeah,
Those are
shock troopers. Yeah.
Shock troopers. You got the Emperor and Yoda. That was a nice scene. There
It's
it
a
is.
Galactic Hunt.
Yes, Galactic Hunt. They have a Galactic.
Sounds different.
Yeah,
Sounds like a Galactic Hunt.
we were trying to make it an episode
Sorry.
without any sexual innuendos,
all right,
but
but-
we can't. So there it is, right there, you guys. You guys could get it on eBay too as well.
Let's go for $50.
Going for
What did you get?
$50. It's
$49.99.
$49.99. You guys be on the lookout for that. Or I'm sorry, this is Amazon, but they're out there. And I like this piece.
Now, I don't know if you remember episode 1 that we did on the Collector Strikes Back when we had Quincy on there.
Quincy and Ed Greer.
Yeah. And they were talking about this scene in particular, how Yoda went out like a little punk. And they were saying he's supposed to be the master of all that. But at the end of the battle, he got scared and he got on a
spooked.
ship and,
Yeah,
and he flew to
and he hung out in
and hung
Dagobah
out
and
for
just
like
chilled.
20 years.
Started making some green ass soup and said, I'm good.
Yeah. Like the Emperor
He said, "I
messed
don't
his
need
head
this
up,
shit.
bro.
I don't need this shit no
It's
more.
like when Thanos fought the Hulk and the Hulk couldn't get back to where he
And
was.
then it was crazy because even after this fight, he alerts Bali, of course, a Latino,
Yeah.
picks him up.
Give me
Bali
the
Organa's
border.
like, give me crossing brother. Let me go. And then let's go. Picked his ass up. He's all, I need to go in hiding. Leave me the fuck alone. We're going to Dagobah. He's all right. I got you, homie. So again, Latinos still do exist in the galaxy.
Coyotes. Yeah, he was a coyote.
He was a coyote. Yeah.
Coyote.
Coyote's funny too. But okay, so you get to that part and you see and there's another hidden part a lot of people don't know about. To all our fans out there and all you Star Wars fans, did you guys know that when they're having that assault on the temple,
Okay.
when all the younglings are fighting for their lives and
Yeah.
all that stuff, there's a scene where all these troopers, I think there was the shock troopers or no, Anakin's blue the 501s. They're shooting at this Jedi, this little young Jedi. He's fighting his ass off.
Yeah.
That young Jedi was
Someone's
George
nephew.
Lucas's son.
Oh, his son?
I think his son or nephew. If you want to
Okay.
look that up, Solomon. I'm not sure that he was one of the Jedis that was cast in that.
Right. But he ends up getting killed?
Yes, and then that's when you see Bali Organa, played by Jimmy Smith, going, "No, stop it!" So it was a lot of chaos in that movie, and it was a PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his son, Jet Lucas.
Jet.
It was his son.
Jet.
Son. All right.
I just felt that scene should have been more challenging because they just showed Anakin going there killing all the Padawans.
But he was the one that kind of put up a little fight because he was like slayed somebody.
But there's supposed to be guards in there that are Jedi that they're trained and they're guarding the temple.
They might have been on assignment that day. Because remember they had all these other stuff going on. You had Kiadu Mundi, who, like, with the guy with the stacked head.
Yeah, they were scattered.
They were scattered, remember? And Ayola Sakura was on Felucia. But so everybody was busy. So when they struck at the right time, actually.
Right, but there's these knights that guard the temple, and they're wearing all white, and they have masks. You can't even see their face. But some of those end up becoming inquisitors. So I don't know. Maybe the emperor had his hand on that or something, so they weren't there. But I just thought that he was like killing all the younglings. But I guess he's used to killing kids already because all the
he had experience with all the Tusken. There's a lot of babies on that one too.
Yeah, he said even the family, the women and children.
Can you grab that far one right there for you? Okay, now this one, you guys. Obviously, this is from the iconic scene it's called Battle Damage. Okay, Battle Damage Anakin. What I like about this figure, it's always came in. It's a special 2 figure. Now you can see him normal Anakin, you guys, and then Crispy. when barbecue
Crispy.
Anakin crispy.
You want original recipe, or you want extra crispy?
So this is where he was damaged, you guys, and this is a really cool. It's a hard figure to find, but it's still available. You can get it on eBay and Amazon. Battle Damage Anakin Skywalker.
So the thing about the 20-year anniversary, they're making Black Series. Of
I don't know if they
these
made it that one,
figures,
but yeah.
but it's the same packaging.
Okay.
But they're making 6-inch figures versus
I love it.
the 3-inch. Yeah.
And those, there it is right there. See, it's only $9.99 bidding or best offer. So
Yeah, it might be starting. Yeah.
starting at. But I got that one. I think I got that one off of you because you had a couple of extra ones. I bought it off of you. But this is one of my favorite ones, and it's actually number one, I think, on the numerical thing. So Battle Damage Anakin Skywalker, and it just looks so cool because it's funny because he has different color eyes on the. He has blue eyes when he's damaged, but not on the one.
Oh,
I just noticed that right now.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Wait, is that him, the other character as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him.
Why
when
does it look
he's
like a witch with a wig on?
Yeah, it looks like the guy from
I mean, look at
Elijah
that.
Wood.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Well,
Yeah.
because look, you have to understand.
Oh, it's a hood.
It's a hood. It's a hood. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
it's
he's
a hood.
wearing the
It's a hood.
hood.
It's okay. It's all right.
But I don't. He never had a gold hand. That's C-3PO.
No. Well, it's kind
and
of
then
like
his legs in the
Well,
movie
because
were
remember,
cut off.
They made it robotic. You know what I mean? This is like after when and we'll get to that next. But
But they made it robotic when he had the hand. But I don't remember it being gold.
maybe it could be a variant. I don't think so.
And when he fought the Battle of Mustafar, Obi-Wan Kenobi cut both of his legs off. Right?
Yeah. Well, they're not there. The legs aren't there, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
He's
they
got
have
legs
legs.
on.
Well, that's kind of
He's
weird.
got legs on.
So this is not like accurate.
And it is. And you're right. And then it's that other arm is just missing.
The other arm's missing. Yeah.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
So grab that.
You should have got it half off. Because he had half of his glove. And you shouldn't have had half. Because that's the reason why he's taller. See, if you look at this toy, he's got metal feet.
Now, you guys,
in the back.
this is a cool figure. We actually, where do we find this at? Was it at not Fat Collectibles or that place you took me by the Disneyland?
Oh, Mighty D pins.
Mighty D Pins. D Pins.
Pins, yeah. Because they do pins like buttons.
Shout out to Mighty D Pins. Really cool place. I got this. I think what's the price on that, Edwin? I think it should be on the bottom.
$20.
Well, we bargained him down to 15.
Yeah.
But this was the complete Darth Vader. This was it. This is rebuild Darth Vader. This is when this was it. This is it. It's like when they start putting him on that gear for the first time ever.
Yeah, that's why Darth Vader becomes taller because Obi-Wan cut his legs off. So then they gave him
Stackables.
legs, yeah. His shins and stuff, so they made him taller. But and then the helmet's removable. This is a good toy to play with. And then the chest piece comes off, and then you could replace his hand with the gold hand with the regular gloved hand.
Gloved hand.
Yeah. And then it has the operating bed where he was made because the Emperor rescued him. And they saved whatever they could save.
So this was always like, I'm glad I found this figure because it's cool because the detail on it is pretty neat on it, the face and everything on it too.
So imagine if Anakin wasn't gravely wounded like this and he just turned to the dark side, he would have been way more fierce because he's more robotic here now. He's more machine than
He's
he is
more
man.
machine.
Yeah.
He has hardly any
But if he was
human
like
element.
Darth Bane or Darth Raven, like all these guys,
Ooh.
like have his full capacity.
Ooh, I like that.
Because he might have lost some of his force senses and powers. I don't know, when you don't have your full body. Because General Grievous is the precept to Darth Vader because he's part human and mainly
Cyborg,
machine.
like
cyborg,
cyborg,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
But he still had his brain
His
and he
brain.
still had his heart.
But he
that
had
made him
he
human.
fucked up asthma because Mace
Yeah.
Windu got his ass.
Yeah.
Because he had that breathing problem.
Crunched
Remember?
it,
He
yeah,
crunched it. He
yeah.
crunched it on Clone Wars.
But he's got 4 arms, right? So he
Yeah,
can use
he made
4
up
lightsabers.
in other abilities, but yes.
Yeah.
But he was messed up. He had some breathing problems.
Yeah.
His insurance wasn't that great. His medical insurance wasn't the best. But you guys, I've always liked this figure. I like that bulky package. So it's called Rebuild Darth Vader. If you can, bid on it, get it for the 20th anniversary. Edwin and I, we're gonna get it. We're gonna go check out the movie when we can. But we definitely are gonna buy some of the figures that we like and show us the ones that you like. Is there a favorite figure that you want to get or take out of the package, let us know.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna watch the movie, and I think we should make also a trip to Carlsbad and check out that Ninja Exchange. And
We will be
do
doing that
since you're back to shopping.
since I'm
for
back to
toys
shopping for
again.
toys. We're gonna be going there sooner than later. And you guys, let us know where you're from and recommend places, represent your state, your favorite toy store, and let us check it out. We'll come through.
Yep. So, you guys, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of The Collector Strikes Back. I'm Edwin San Juan. This is Manny Maldonado. Follow us on our social medias. We love it when you guys like, and we love it when you comment, and we extra love it when you subscribe. So tell your friends we're out here. The Collector Strikes Back. Thank you guys very much.
Peace.
Yeah.